Hello, gorgeous people of Earth. Today we are doing a reading looking at the blessings that are coming into your life at this time. This is a timeless reading, but right now, astrologically, I'm looking at a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, and that's why we have the Aries charm out today. So, to get started, the two piles we'll have picking from today. You have Standing Stones with Passage and Wild Rose Fairy with Love. Okay, those are going to be the two piles today, and I have all these cards out today because I'm going to be making the piles on camera, so you can watch that process unfold, or you can skip ahead to the pile if you already know. With Standing Stones here we have Carnelian, and with Wild Rose Fairy we have a African Jade chunk. Also, as you sit with this energy, it's just a reminder that this is a collective reading, so tune into the energy here. If you come across a message that you don't particularly like, or it makes you feel scared or nervous, that's what it feels like to not resonate with something. So just let it go, and let it go to the person who is here for that message. And remember that tarot and oracle cannot deem you to specific outcomes within your life. This is merely a point of information for you to remember what you're here for, and today specifically becoming aware of the blessings that are coming to you at this time or in the near future. So I will give you some quiet time with the cards now. Go ahead and choose, and then we'll be picking the cards, or the piles. Okay, so we are creating the piles now. I'm going to start with the oracles and then get into the tarots. But yeah, right now we're just looking for the blessings coming into the collective's lives right now. What blessings to watch out for? What blessings to keep an eye out for? Thank you. Blessings coming forward. And blessings coming into these lives. What blessings are coming forward into these lives at this time? And one more oracle deck. We have okay, so now with the tarot, the energy already is giving like excited, sort of that, like, you can't always tell the difference between nervous energy and intuition. I think that might be one thing that we're learning under this energy right now, is deciphering the energy between intuition and anxiety, right? Keep going. Blessings for these collective. What blessings are coming? Okay, so now we have our piles, and if you still haven't decided, I'll give you a little bit more time here to sit with the energy of the piles now, and then I will see you within your readings. Hello, pile number 1. Today we are looking at the blessings that are coming into your life at this time. And in the beginning I said this was a timeless reading. That is still true, but just so you know, while I'm doing this reading, I am under a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So this is powerful energy. No matter when it is reaching you, it is powerful. So we've got Standing Stones passage, and we're just going to lay all the cards out before we interpret anything really, just to see kind of where we're at. Got your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Wow. Okay, so passage and your path, right? Oh, I'll pull another one for you guys for that one. So you have elevator, rise above, mountain or hill. Wow, look at the reach your goals. Ooh, okay. And then awareness, number 30. So that is the oracles. Let me pull a different one for the animal medicine cards, just so you guys do get one. Okay, crow. Wow, okay. So, and I'm going to do the tarot cards as well. So we've got Ace of Hearts. Beautiful image there. I'm going to put these guys up here. Goodness. Okay, so we've got tradition with the goddess Juno. Queen of Cups. Wow, guys. 10 of Wands and the world, or Gaia. Okay. And then we have the wheel, which is very similar to the world, okay? The wheel. 2 of Swords, Ace of Wands, Prince of Swords. And over here we have Queen of Wands, the Lovers, 2 of Wands, and 4 of Wands. Okay. So, pile number 1. This is a lot of messages here, but generally, overall, when we're looking at the grand picture, okay, we see repeating messages here. These beautiful spherical representations of your energy, okay? So the blessings coming to you right now is transformation. Overall, you are on your path. You are no longer feeling stuck, okay? We're finding that if you feel like you haven't been moving forward, or you feel like you've been stuck, recognize that the path of life is not so much a straight line from A to B, it's the spiral. And typically we spiral upwards, but the spiral takes us in cycles, okay? We find ourselves revisiting parts of our path that we've been on a few different times, and that can lead to some frustration when we're not aware of that sort of makeup of our life, right? But you're just being reminded right now, the blessing to you is that you are on your path, and this time around, you're finally feeling the elevation in the path, okay? You're finally feeling the flight, the evolution, the awareness that's being brought to you. This over here says, your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. So yeah, I think that some of the frustrating parts of being on a path, obviously, and repeating cycles, you just kind of get stuck in not feeling like you're doing enough, not feeling like you are accomplishing enough. But your guides are here to remind you, Spirit is here reminding you that you being here is enough, okay? You see these 2 figures just sitting just sitting. They're not even doing anything. They're sitting within their power. They're just existing. That is enough, okay? You see both of these holding up the energy. You have been created to be here, and nothing else is required. You have, I mean, all four of these tarot cards are showing you the magic that you exist within. The Queen of Wands. The 10 of Wands over here. I mean, they're just in this corner, there's so much magic that just because you exist, the magic also exists, okay? And a lot of us try to get caught up, especially with social media and whatnot, try to get caught up in proving our magic or proving our worth or using it fundamentally, being productive, okay? I think right now your blessing is going to be sitting with your energy and sitting with your life and letting it flow over you, accepting your reality for what it is and what it serves to you. I think that there's also, I'm being called to speak on dream work or just the dream realm or the subconscious realm. We see over here, there's a child in the middle and it spirals out into like a galaxy. And these two are giving me, there's galaxy, and this one, your path is kind of leaving you. I think really your blessing is going to be in connectivity. So when you sit down to meditate, you are reaching these worlds that you have not perceived before, okay? All of this magic, all of your intuition has led you down this path, right? You're here for a reason. There's just certain elements of your fear and illusions that have been blocking you from accepting this dark path. And it's not dark negative path, but this not seen with the eyes. Basically, it's dark because you're closing your eyes and going within and seeing things or understanding things without using the 5 main senses. The crow is known as a traveler between the 3D realm and the other realms or the other world, and this crow medicine coming to you right now is really, I think this one's either a hawk or a falcon, but still the idea that a bird can fly between realms or through veils, right, through illusions. You're either materializing yourself into this magic, or you're being supported by these bird spirits right now to help yourself through the veil, okay? You're discovering a very exciting piece of your spirituality and your path or your passage that is going to transform the way you live your life, okay? I'm getting the idea that some of us may have grown up in the Western world that kind of denies magic and spirituality in a lot of different ways. No shade, just reality. But your path has led you to accepting it and validating it for yourself. This stature right here, the Queen of Wands right here too. The queens, the women, the goddesses all stand and sit so independently, okay? There's no one around them telling them, yes, you're a goddess, right? They just know. They embody the energy they know that they're aware of. And there's a lot of solitude here. There's a lot of I think the Two of Swords right here is kind of pointing out your ability to decipher. I think this might have been your reading or right before when I was picking the cards out, but deciphering between intuition and anxiety, right? Being able to know what is true, clear information and what is your brain making up out of old habits, right? Out of fear, out of illusion. Being able to know the difference will really, really help you move on, move through this cycle, keep spiraling upwards and stop feeling so stuck. It's a lot of this independent self-study, this mountain or hill, you're elevating yourself. All of this is showing you're going up in the path, you're going up in awareness, right? I'm gonna read these little oracle messages. The one from the Isis Oracle says soul retrieval. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power, so be willing to go through the healing process, knowing that any emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. Okay, so this really gratifies the entire message on the board right now. You are healing, right? Like we were talking about with that spiral, where you're coming around to different parts of your cycle, and it feels like you might be repeating some things over and over again, or there might be an event or a memory that you just can't get past, or you feel like you're doing really good, and then it comes up again, and you feel like you're not doing so good, right? Even the negative parts of life offer healing. Even the negative parts of life offer evolution and awareness, right? So I think that this shift in perspective is kind of releasing the positivity, okay? The toxic positivity. There's negativity, positivity, and then the balance between of just peace and fulfillment, right? You see on these queens over here and these goddesses, you don't really see much emotion in there. They don't look overjoyed, and I think that that kind of stands to tell you that it's coming from just peace, just being okay. You kind of see that in everybody on the board of just being fulfilled, right? And returning or retrieving the pieces of you that make you feel like happiness is so important, or productivity is so important to you. It's kind of you're kind of like this card specifically, the Prince of Swords, is giving me like inner teenager. You're validating any parts of you that you had to put away for a while or hide from somebody or something or some part of society. You're rediscovering those parts of yourself, and that's what really connects you to your magic and your abilities, and it comes out in your life path, your passage, and your path. This transformation will allow you to live within this mentality 100%. Okay, I'm being called to talk about the workplace. Some people have to turn off all of this magic when they go into the workplace, but your shift in perspective and your self-validation surrounding your beliefs and your understanding about life, your awareness, will shift sort of your ability to work within what you care about. So you'll be able to work somewhere where you won't have to turn it off anymore. Okay, you get to live authentically 100% of the time. And I think that this comes from experimentation, this soul retrieval. You're not really waiting on anything except for yourself to validate that there's a parts of you that you are retrieving, right? Experiment with what it means to be your most authentic self, and more specifically, when do you turn off parts of yourself? Okay, who are you when no one's looking? When you're alone, do you like sing louder? Do you talk to yourself? Do you wear different clothes at home versus going out? This is really trying to call you to the blessings behind being authentic and not fitting into any puzzle pieces that don't belong to you. Okay, so that's like beauty standards and just like social norms that don't serve you. Okay, so like embarrassment, again, I'm not going to go into it too much, but embarrassment's made up, you know, just the things that make you feel like you need to be smaller, instead be bigger and see what happens, but see how your relationship with yourself transforms. We have pay close attention to your patterns and let go of those that are merely reactions to life. Yes, okay, so this kind of on your path, helping you see beyond your fears and illusions. A lot of, especially if you're outgrowing your trauma and you're reclaiming yourself from trauma, a lot of who you have been in the past is probably built up off of what kept you safe, right? That's what a trauma response is. It keeps you safe in the moment, emotionally and physically. It's time to discover resources that allow you to release your fight versus flight mode versus freeze mode. Okay, we're no longer dissociating, we're becoming participants in our own lives. You are discovering what it means to be completely connected, okay? And I think that that comes from disconnecting all of the things that pull you in so many directions, that there's no time for you left. There's no energy left for you. So reconnecting to your point of your life, the world outside of the society we live in, offers a lot of valuable information and resources regarding how to live divinely. Okay, just ask nature. If you um, if you are struggling and you don't know how to feel about something, look to nature. Does nature experience this emotion? No? Okay, then we've probably made it up as one of our own social constructs, right? So that goes for embarrassment, that goes for revenge, jealousy. How can we work through these emotions and get back to our natural, independent, self-love, structured selves, okay? Does nature experience codependency? Does nature experience dissociation? Probably not, because it doesn't seem like they're really, I mean, I'm not saying that we make their lives necessarily easy, but I don't think that they cope with their reality. Animals and plants specifically, I don't think they cope with their reality as much as we humans do. And as much as it's kind of hard to do this sometimes when it's so easy to say, well, the world is so terrible, the world is so crazy, it's hard to feel good right now. You feeling good is going to be helping others turn around and feel good too. I think that that's sort of your path or your passage right now, is that you are the one that people look to and understand, oh, that's what it means to love myself. That's what it means to be authentic. And it's not even that you have to go and write a book. You don't have to post it on social media. You just exist. You just live your life, and that's enough. And everyone else sort of either falls behind or catches on. But either way, you are who are your responsibility right now. You protecting your peace and coming into your magic and just existing within it without having to go and prove it to the internet or prove it to anybody. That's all it is. Another message is your glass is always refillable. Flow like water instead of holding on to perceptions. Okay, so flow like water instead of holding on to perceptions. So perceptions can get us into a lot of trouble, because once again, that's something that we usually make up as children and then believe for the rest of our lives, right? And I think that overall, your path is just asking for more fluidity. That's a blessing coming to you under this energy right now, is ability to be fluid and to allow and to sit with and to be okay. You are distancing yourself from the coping mindset and getting more into the involved mindset. You are happy to be here. And if that's hard to imagine, just fathom it for a minute, and you don't have to think about what it would take, but think about how you would feel if you really meant it when you felt that. And then confirm to yourself that that feeling is on its way to you. Whatever you need to understand or know or hear is coming to you, so you can feel that way 100% of the time, okay? A lot of our sanity, a lot of our ability to be okay has to do with what the mind tells us every single day and the intentions behind it. So the blessings coming your way is that you are standing in your path, you are grounded, you are ready. You have so much more to focus on than all of the cruelty in the world. You are really deciding, what do I need to keep within my mental space, and what can I let go? What is no longer my responsibility? Is it my responsibility to fix the world? No. Is it my responsibility to fix myself? Yes. And in turn, you fix the world by fixing yourself. It's loving yourself makes it easier to love the rest of the world, right? So, yeah. I'm going to read this awareness one out of the book, and probably Standing Stones too, because their messages are always just so beautiful. Okay, it says, as you walk, you come across large vertical stones standing in a circle in the center of the sacred forest. You know that to step inside this sacred ring is not to be undertaken lightly, is an act of power. With solemn grace you enter. Immediately you feel a shift occur within you. It's as if the floodgates of your soul have opened and there is a download of cosmic information occurring within you. Many believe that standing stones are a place that allows one to embark on spiritual journeys from one realm to another. Okay, so yes, we were all on the same page. you are, oh, I don't even think I have the words to describe, like, you're unlocking this mentality that brings you everything that you've ever desired. I feel like we've been chasing manifestations for a while, but we're going through these moments right now. We're on this cycle. We're finally passing go and getting through the lessons we've been learning in order to unlock this inner power, this inner ability to access the cosmic information, or just the information regarding your purpose and your life, and the stuff that allows you to feel okay, right? That's all that matters. It allows you to feel okay and want to be present and not have to cope so heavily with social media or drugs or alcohol or food or sex or anything that we really use to tune out of the rhythm of life, okay? And a lot of it has been accepted as our social life, or accepted in social society, right? But anyways, last message on here says, the spirit of the standing stones says, a sacred journey is ahead. Deeper meaning is awaiting to be discovered. You are safe, right? I think that that's really what you need to hear right now, is that you are safe. You are safe to make these discoveries. No matter how far you think you're getting into spiritual awareness, you're always going to be able to ground. And if you don't feel like that grounding muscle is very strong yet, work on it. Go and find the resources that help. There are grounding meditations. It's kind of like flexing that muscle, flexing the muscle of letting go of perceptions. You do not have to be perfect at any of this, but to attempt it, to even go towards it, to flex the muscle of emotional clearing and feeling whole, even if it's not true. It's kind of, and fake it till you make it is kind of a blessing in disguise, as far as introducing your brain to the idea of feeling this way. So it's easier to mean it the next time, right? Ace of Hearts is like this new energy. Your heart is being refreshed. Your heart is being returned to you through your soul. You're living in the heart and the soul rather than the mind or the brain or the ego. And it's just completely like connecting you to this divinity. You can't deny it anymore. And you know it's there. You know it's been there. But this sort of shift in perspective is helping you support what you know emotionally and internally and feeling wise. There's no reason to deny yourself that peace and understanding anymore. Awareness card says, no matter what is happening in your life right now, spirituality can assist you in making sense of what is going on. It can help you find perspective or give meaning to your purpose. How aware are you of spiritual well-being? When you are facing a crisis, have a strong spiritual foundation is valuable. Having one is valuable. Knowing there is a bigger picture that is yet to be revealed can bring you support and comfort. So that just goes straight to your original message here with your path is, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. So maybe whatever's making it hard for you to live this way 100%, we all kind of sit anywhere between like 30 and 70. That's just being spiritually aware and spiritually well. And we all have experienced like a 0% person, but to get to that 100%, it's sitting with the parts that make it hard to feel spiritual, right? You know what that is. Whatever emotions or parts of life or experiences that make it hard for you to keep this awareness and this spiritual well-being, what is that? What could that possibly be teaching you on a soul level? Why would your soul want to experience certain things in order to evolve, right? Because again, within spiritual resources, a lot of it talks about reincarnation or just the evolution of soul. Maybe one of my favorite kind of comparisons that I've heard before is that we go through painful experiences in our lives so that we can provide help and comfort to other lives experiencing pain and discomfort, right? As if we were to be studying to become spirit guides ourselves, right? So just kind of playing with your intention, playing with your understanding of why you are doing what you're doing. Why are you experiencing what you're experiencing? Why do you feel like you're going in these circles? Is it serving you? Is it in some weird way? Is it helping you in some way that you just haven't fathomed before? I think sitting with that and liberating your heart, liberating your awareness and your perceptions into just understanding that, you know, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be in control of everything. You just have to trust that you did it all for a reason. Your higher self has done these things, has set you up for a reason, whether it's to test you, whether it's to provide care and comfort, whether it's helping you align with the things that you really want to draw into your life. You have to decide to align, right? It's never going to be an easy thing, especially, again, growing up in the Western world, but once you can start training that muscle to perceive things to be for your benefit, it will start to automatically be interpreted that way, because your brain is always going to choose peace over trauma, peace over discomfort. So allow it, give it more time, spend more time discovering what that inner peace means, flexing that muscle and growing it to become stronger. It's not always going to be easy. There's going to be a few times where you have to sit with some stuff that you don't want to be close to necessarily. It doesn't feel good, but it's for the good of yourself. Like, it's for the better. It's worth it, I promise. Overall, your message is really just encouraging you to sit and contemplate awareness. Your blessings are coming to you when you accept everything as a blessing, right? Accept everything as a meaningful interaction, even when your emotions have led you to believe that there's no possible way this could be for the benefit of anyone, right? There's something going on here that makes it more purposeful, and validating that for yourself is what's going to make it true. That's all I'm seeing for you here today. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thanking my guides and your guides for being here and delivering these messages. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hello, pile number 2. We are getting right into your message with the Wild Rose Fairy with love, okay? As far as the blessings coming in at this time, and I said in the beginning that this is a timeless reading, but as I'm going through these cards, I'm under a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So lots of powerful, powerful energy. Whenever this message is reaching you, you are going through some very powerful things, and it's very exciting for you. I'm going to get straight into the oracle cards, and we're just going to lay them all out and then read from the top. We've got forward movement for the first card. Wild fairy rose, and it looks like another fairy. Love and forward movement so far. And we have shopping. Pay attention to what energizes you. Okay. Transition. Release attachments to what was and prepare for what is to come. Okay. We have the grouse. Grouse. Okay, that's a bird. Never heard of it, but I will look it up for you guys. We have self-love. Ooh. It says, let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. Ooh. Okay. We have here the Isis Oracle, and I'm going to get into these as we do the reading. And then for your tarot cards, we have the Six of Crystals, the King of Wands, Wisdom, power, we have Two of Cups, so kind of some like more love basically. Judgment. Put this up here. 10 of Cups. The Emperor. The Page of Wands. Judgment again. Where'd I put Judgment? Over here. Judgment again. And the 9 of Wands. Okay, so pile number 2. Blessings coming to you at this time seems to be like a lot of love, okay? Love all around. This is a transformation of your relationship with love. Love in turn brings you power and wisdom, because this self-love kind of that you're discovering, and it talked about being vulnerable or discovering your vulnerable inner child, discovering who you are when you are uncorrupted by the world that's emotionally, mentally, however you deem it, discovering who that person is at the core of your being brings in so much love and appreciation and wisdom and power, because you know exactly who you are. If you go back to who you were before you experienced sort of like turmoil in your life, right? You get to discover a lot of truths about yourself, a lot of what makes you happy, paying attention to what energizes you. You get to discover what makes you feel energized. And this sort of the blessing surrounding this love and this wisdom, and paying attention to these things is going to come into your career and your love life. And so it's not going to be like work-life balance. It's going to be full circle. Love is just the reason you're here, and it somehow flows into every part of your life. Okay, you don't have to fear it, like you having to turn it off when you go to work or turning it back on. This transition, you're kind of releasing your attachments to what you thought love was. And we see the 2 figures here, and it's supposed to be the inner child, and we also see figures here with children as well, but kind of discovering or kind of pointing out the relationship to love we were handed by our parents, right? And whether that's something we'd like to keep, or something we'd like to build off of, or something that we'd like to let go and release completely, because as much as parents do for us, this life is about you and your magic and your power, right? And you're here to evolve yourself, right? So discovering yourself, not who everyone has told you to be over the years. And over here with the Judgment cards, it's really cool, because I think that you're really being led to an eye-opening experience, or an eye-opening shift in perspective, to where the Judgment card is bringing you the blessing of understanding, and this wisdom here too, I think it ties in with, is just being okay. The Judgment, you see the 2 figures in the world. It's kind of like coming together with yourself. I feel like there's a part of yourself that is either undiscovered or has been pushed away or something. It's kind of just like coming into the room with yourself, sitting with your root chakra and building up, sitting with yourself enough to discover your energy, forward movement. The words aren't even coming to me, but it's all about you and yourself. It's not even about relationships at this point. And it's funny too, because when you heal the relationship that you have with yourself, it once again flows into every single part of your relationship, your life. So all of your relationships, work, family, love, whatever, every relationship you have will benefit from you discovering this self-love. From the Isis Oracle, The message says, divine destiny. The divine warrior is within you, helping you to continue with the worthy path, even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be by bringing more wisdom, focus, or intelligence, or surrendering into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. Okay, so the blessing right now, the shift in your perspective is understanding everything you need, everything you want is within yourself. Okay, I think that's what releasing these attachments and the shopping has to tell you about. We might have a few shopping addictions here, but also just kind of releasing our attachments to material things, the material life, and it might even be the material body too. The self-love will permeate your body. I think that aging and once again, like the Western culture and the way it's pushed us into only loving ourselves at our best, at our most beautiful selves, you know, like almost mutilating ourselves in order to be portrayed as more beautiful, when really the physical body has nothing to do with the quality of your life, right? When you are grounded in yourself, whatever you look like has nothing to do with how you go into the world, and it shouldn't. Again, this is this is a inner issue as well as like a collective and external issue, but as you shift this relationship within yourself and sort of unalign with the messages that the world has been feeding you about your looks or your beauty or the way you should love yourself, it kind of again ripples out into the world. That's sort of how we influence a better tomorrow, is doing it for ourselves, loving ourselves unconditionally. So when someone interacts with you, your energy leaves a little imprint on them, and they're more likely to catch up on loving themselves unconditionally, right? So, yeah, considering how our parents loved themselves. I don't know where that came from, but it's worth sitting down and understanding how you were taught to love yourself. When you look at your mom and your dad or whoever your guardian was when you grew up, how did they love themselves? Did they ever show you loving themselves? Do they love themselves at all? Or is it completely externally based? These are things to consider when it comes to loving yourself, because sometimes it feels like an impossible thing to do, but when you understand why it feels so impossible, as far as your parents basically ingrained it into you to not love yourself, or society did, or whoever made it hard for you, because inherently, again, when you're born, when you're a newborn, when you're a baby, you don't care about what you look like. We're kind of trained into regarding beauty as such an important part of our lives, and this is for men and women. Okay, men and women both have the burden of serving good looks, right? Just unaligning with that is going to, and I think I still haven't looked at this, but it's funny that it's called a grouse or a gross, because I think that we're kind of leaning into what gross means. Is it really gross that you haven't brushed your teeth? Or is it just like, okay, you know what I mean? You get like, who's telling you that you have to be embarrassed about being gross or, you know, wearing the same clothes over and over again? Does it really affect your quality of life? Does it really, if you go and brush your teeth and change your clothes and put your makeup on or go to the gym or whatever, are you actually affecting the quality of your life internally? Or are you telling yourself, I got to check off these boxes on this list and then I'll feel okay? That was a very specific message, and you're allowed to disregard it, but we're gonna keep going. We have a river of love flows through you when you let go. Wow, love, guys. It's all about love. A river of love flows through you when you let go. So this is kind of letting go, having the wisdom and power to let go of our expectations on ourselves, on our body, on life, on our relationships. When you don't expect anything, whatever is put in front of you, you're allowed to love, right? You don't have to, it doesn't have to have any conditions. It's unconditional. With this one, it says, relinquish defensiveness in your communications. Instead, stand tall, listen, and learn. Okay, so we feel the need to defend ourselves, and I want to point out again that this is a learned tactic, okay? Being defensive, especially in communicating, especially if it's unnecessary defensiveness, is something we learn as children, is something that we pick up on by watching that happen. We understand we must prove ourselves to these people to feel respected. This power and wisdom and this self-love means that no matter what you say, no matter if, especially in the conversations you feel the need to be defensive, whoever you're talking to is not there to listen in the first place, okay? You're being stirred into an emotion that is not serving you. You're supposed to let go of these relationships, of these experiences, or just times where you feel like you have to tell them the truth. It doesn't matter. Not everyone hears your truth as the truth. It's not up to them to validate your truth, right? Do it for yourself and be okay with them being completely wrong. Be okay, you just have to let go of the idea that you're always going to convince everyone of the truth. This forward movement means that you're letting go of anchors. You're pulling your anchors out of the ocean and you're just flowing forward. Whatever's in front of you is exactly what needs to be there. Don't get stuck in your head or in your physical environment or whatever it is that's making it feel like you have to be overproductive or defensive, or you have to judge yourself. And then over here too, with like the Emperor and the King of Wands, it's more so towards the energy, like the masculine energy. And again, for men and women and anyone in between, the balance of feminine and masculine has a lot to do with the understanding of the self, okay? I think that gender roles are kind of being called out here, as far as what gender roles do you allow to condition the expectations you set for yourself, right? Or that you set for others. Is that perspective keeping you attached to something specific? Is that what's creating defensiveness or discomfort in your life? Can you let them go? Okay, so the grouse in the book talks about the spiral dance. It's a dance that connects you to birth, rebirth, and just spiritual truth. So it's talking about discovering movement that connects you to earth, that connects you to your reality and also your divinity and your spirituality, the whole picture, okay? Not just the 3D realm, but whatever is behind the veil, okay? These butterflies are kind of the guides that are supporting you and bringing you along. This forward movement is being propelled by your spiritual team, and that's your higher self and your spirit guides. And you kind of see it here too. The chariot's being drawn by these two cats. Saraswati right here is flowing down the river. We're going in the river of love over here. It's all this forward movement, and again, the journey of life is not just A to B, it's sort of a spiral. So we have these cycles where we come back to points in our lives and it feels like we're repeating things, but really we're going up as we spiral. So when you get back over to this point and it feels like the same obstacle, you've come around a whole circle and you can deal with this same problem in a new perspective. It triggers you to try to go back down a level and deal with it the same way, but you've come up a level or two and now you can deal with it in this new way. So that's what the grouse bird is bringing you, the blessing of forward movement. And that's true in all of these cases, but coming around and connecting to the truth of your life, the earth, the reality of why you're here. It's not to go and have the best career possible. It's to exist and it's to experience your life. I said this in the first pile, I'll say it again, but right now if you are having any struggles of understanding your divinity or your destiny, or your power, any of this, look to nature, okay? Look to the animals and the plants and understand if you are feeling a tough emotion, Does nature experience this emotion naturally? Does nature feel embarrassment or jealousy or revenge or dissociation or mental illness? And there's always going to be some small cases, but most of nature doesn't have to cope with its reality. We as humans cope a lot with our reality, so much so that we are kind of like in an arm's length from our divinity and our reality. You're really just being called to find the resources that make it easier to love yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read the Wild Rose Fairy out of the book. Wild Rose Fairy. The scent of the wild rose is heady. The perfumed fragrance swirls around you and flows directly into your heart. With each inhalation, your heart opens even wider and deeper. The soft pink color of the petals contrasts with the dark, shiny leaves. Fluttering among the blossoms is a kaleidoscope of butterflies. Magic is in the air. The spirit of the wild rose says, you are more cherished than you can possibly know. Open your heart to receive. Love is on its way. You are an eternal vessel for love to flow through. You are enough just as you are. Beautiful. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. This self-love comes from loving yourself truthfully as you are. There's nothing that you have to go and do to love yourself. This doesn't mean go get a diet because you love yourself or go to the gym because you love. No, it's love yourself right now in this moment and then continue to. You can do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. If working out makes you happy, if doing cool makeup trends makes you happy, do it for sure, but be intentional about what you're doing. And if you're doing things out of self-deprecation or self-love, that's very, very important. For these blessings to come into your life, you have to be aware of your intentions. And if you're regarding your entire divinity, or if you're just looking in the mirror and seeing what's in front of you and what you've been told to believe about what you see. That's a mouthful. I'm going to read Forward Movement too, because I always love the way that this author does theirs. 45. Nope, that's 44. 45. Forward movement. Nothing ever stays the same. Life is a constant state of change. This is an undeniable law of nature. You may feel you are in the middle of challenging circumstances. Take heart and trust trust things are already changing for the better. Things are moving even though you cannot see it happening. So ultimately, this forward movement is bringing you the opportunity to see the beauty in letting go of what you want things to be or wanting to go back to the way things were. It seems like you experienced what you thought was really, really good stuff at one point and you want to go back to it, but you've moved on for a reason, and accepting this movement is what's going to make it so much easier to find this new, grander version of self-love and existence, wisdom, power, judgment, all of it, the divine destiny. Your life becomes magic when you allow it to. The blessing is the perspective and the shift in the perspective that's coming to you. I would suggest looking up meditations or different books or resources regarding the things that we've discussed today, if you feel like you don't have enough with you, or just internalizing these messages and really starting to sit with yourself as you are and understanding who you are beyond the physical. That's all I'm saying for you today. I'm thanking my guides and your guides for these messages. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day.